for those people who are uncomfortable with the term medium, or they have a friend that they're like, oh my gosh, this information could save my friend's life, but there's born again Christian, they're not open to this. What would you say, spirit of compassion? How would you describe spirit of compassion? And also, what does spirit of compassion say about this broken, sick, really dark times we're in? Like, what does spirit of compassion say? I mean, besides, I guess it's, you just answered that, keep a light heart, but I'm just like,
well, yeah. And
is there light ahead? Is there hope ahead? Are things changing? Are paradigms shifting?
It breaks my heart when someone turns a blind eye to the information because it comes from above, and they're just like, he's a medium, he's Lucifer, he's a devil, whatever. And it breaks my heart because I still care about that person that's talking crap about me. I still care about the people that hate me. I still care greatly because it's not personal. It's more of, I'm here to message and to be a messenger so that you can save someone else's life with this information, one of your family members' life, yourself. I try not to take it personal. Spirit of Compassion told me, you're a messenger, and you're going to message this information as you hear it. Some people call that being a prophet. Some people call that medium, whatever it is. But it's about the person who's suffering and struggling. Don't make it about you. Don't make it about this about you. Don't make it about this being a personal thing. They don't know what they do. They don't. And they'll just be like, I'm never going to look at that medical medium book, and I'm never going to trust that guy because he's a medium. There are a lot of Christians that love medical medium information because they know it's saving lives and it's saving their lives. Mm-hmm. And then there's Christians that, they're like, no, the Bible says he is, a false prophet, or he's a devil, or whatever. But I don't all of a sudden say, well, those people are being, stupid, or those people are terrible, or those people. I just instantly say, I just hope that when they get sick, or if they're sick now, that they somehow find this information, mm-hmm. and it's free information. I'm not trying to build this massive empire. And it's more of like, you can go to the library and get this for free, and you can save your life and save somebody's life. And that's what's, that's what it's about. But if saving lives all these years means I'm damned to hell, it's worth the trip.
Well, God bless you. You are one. I know I've known you personally for years now, since we've done Heal, and you are one of the most caring and compassionate. That's where this work comes. I mean, let's talk a little bit about, like, it's this blessing, this ability to channel, this connection with the spirit of compassion, and the fact that you are the first person bringing this information to the world in this way, and have been doing so for X amount of years, since you were 4 years old, saving lives, helping people find answers when they could not find answers. It's a burden. I mean, you can't fly on a plane because you literally go blind because you're inundated with so much information that Spirit of Compassion is trying to send you about all these people. So your blessing, it's not like you're out making billions and this is a burden every day.
No, people paid me in chickens. I was talking about this the other day, is that I had this shack, and people would come to me and see me where I come from, and up in the woods. And it's like, and they would line up, and they would fly around the world to my office, which was this like little shack, this office. And they would come to get help. And people would pay me in apples. They would just bring a basket of apples. And I had an assistant that I could barely pay anything because I was paid in chickens and apples. People that had no money, they had nothing. And they would just be like, here's a whole bunch of dried herbs. Here's a basket of this. And what happened is we had this like storage spot outside, and it would fill up with all these things and presents and stuff. But I wasn't getting paid enough money. It'd be somebody would give a donation of $5 or $10. But it was this where it was like, there's only so many chickens I can have. I wasn't eating chicken. and the
And
chickens,
you don't eat eggs.
I don't eat eggs, and I let the chickens go all around the yard. And then I was like, well, now I need money to fence these chickens in over here because I don't want these chickens getting hurt or going too far. So now it's like I was hoping people had enough donations as I was helping them heal, giving them blasts of light, helping them in so many ways. And so eventually I have enough for some chicken wire. But this is how it works. It's like some people laugh at me and they'll be like, he hears a voice. Meanwhile, life-saving information comes from the voice I've been hearing since I'm age 4, constantly.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of old being the only one to have to bring it to everybody, but I need people's lives saved. I need them to know where the info comes from so they can save themselves. And
all your information that you're putting in this book, it's not like you're like coming up with some weird product. It's all products from nature. You're renaturing people. And I think that we're seeing that, and you talk about it in your book, that the breakdown of our health and the breakdown of our mental health is because
it's not man-made information in these books. It's not man-made anything. It's information I hear from a voice perfectly clear on the outside of my ear, just like someone's talking to you, and I can't turn it off. It's always there. I can't shut it down. I can't turn it off. And that voice is giving me information that I have to write down. That's why the medical medium books are, if you put these volumes together, and I'm not insulting any health authors out there, but I hear it all the time. People who have looked at all the vegan doctor books and the other doctor books and the keto doctor books, and they've read those, and then they find the medical medium books and they're like, dear Lord, why are these packed with nothing but incredible advanced medical information? And who can write these? And here's the thing, and I say it every time, I'm not a smart guy, and I mean that. Like, I am not that smart of a guy at all. In fact, like, here's the thing. If I don't hear it from a voice, am I a genius? Am I just an incredible genius? No, I'm not. And I could promise everybody I'm not a genius, okay? And so I'm like a regular person. I got a skin on me that can take a licking and keep on kicking, but I'm a regular person that has to take the information, message it to people, get it into the books, write it word for word. It's not man-made. And that's why everything happens with clarity. Like, when people find the information, it's like clarity. If they could get past the fact that it comes from above and not a scientific study. But I tell people who are like the critics and naysayers, just remember this: science research is taking so much of medical mediums information. The clinics are taking it. They're putting it now online. They have no research papers to back it up. I know, I have a team of people looking into it. They're taking published information from all my books right now, and they're putting it online right now. Clinics that never had the information before, it was published first here. So if you can't get past the voice I hear and the fact that it comes from above, just realize, why is everybody stealing it then and poaching it? Like credible industry people poaching it. They're not allowed to do it. I'm actually making sure people are going to hold some accountability, because it's going too far. You can't plagiarize.
Yeah.
But people read the books, and I hear it all the time, that the information makes so much sense, right? But it's not common sense, because there's nothing common about it, any of this information.
I love that it's all so grounded in nature. Everything is, food, everything is grounded in nature. It's from nature. It's renaturing us. And you say something brilliant in the book. You talk about the electromagnetic field of the brain actually magnetizes the trace minerals that we need, which many of us are deficient in, that actually then help our brain evolve and become more intelligent. So what's happening is this beautiful electromagnetic field magnetize all these trace minerals over time. We became this evolved species, super intelligent, created industry, created technology. And now that industry and technology are toxifying us and killing us. So it's like this vicious cycle where we've evolved and now we're killing ourselves.
Here's what's really crazy, which is incredible about the information. What you're saying is, we have this magnetic field in our brain that our brain creates, and connected to our soul too, which is incredible. And it's drawing in trace minerals. So when you eat something, it's drawing in trace minerals, and it's bringing them in because magnetically it's pulling in those trace minerals it needs. It's pulling them into all the neurons, right? And then we create industries. that leach out toxic heavy metals from everything from pharmaceuticals to everything from air fresheners that are plugged in, from everything to scented candles to everything. We're then breathing in and eating all of this toxic heavy metal. And then our magnetic field draws in the metals too. Our magnetic field actually magnetically draws in all the toxic heavy metals along with the trace minerals we need. And so our brains are getting filled with the toxic heavy metals.
Yeah.
And these metals are industrialized, so they're not trace minerals, which are natural and not industrialized. So it's really,
it's wild. There's so much I want to squeeze in. So I'm going to ask you a few more questions. And so you talk about, well, first of all, your book made me realize and have to look at my addictions, which I always classified as moderations. You have chapter 10, The Trap of Moderation, and the opening line is, moderation never works for anyone. And I preach moderation all the time. I drink alcohol, I eat pizza, I eat fried foods, I drink coffee, but all in moderation. Well, and I'm healthy now, but again, if I'm honest with myself, my brain's been burnt out for a long time. I'm a high functioning, moderate addict or whatever it is. But like, so again, I've learned on a deep level what alcohol is doing to my brain, what caffeine is doing to the brain, and the 4 causes of addictions you go into. And then on top of those 4 causes, then the addiction of we're basically addicted to the adrenaline that's released when we take caffeine or we drink alcohol, which is supposed to help our brains mask these symptoms that are causing the toxicity that's causing us to have these effects. So we're addicted to adrenaline. So
and everybody has a scale. Like everybody has a scale. Like they can do the espressos, they can do the coffee, they can do the coffee drinks, they can put double espressos in their coffees, they can do all this stuff. And then eventually they got these panic attacks, problems and sickness, and all this stuff happens because their immune system finally tanked and the scale tipped, right? But everybody's at a different level, a different scale where they can handle it for a while. And there's some people chronically sick, you give them espresso and they're in the emergency room, right? So it's amazing how it works. I'm just glad you still like me, because the alcohol industry hates me, the caffeine industry hates me, the cacao industry hates me, the psychedelic industry hates me, all the psychedelic people hate me now because I'm not for psychedelics. They all say, no, I had the best experience. You can't tell me I didn't have the best experience of the psychedelic. And, and I'm like, I'm not saying you didn't have the best experience. I'm just saying, here's what it's doing to you and gonna do to you. So they hate me. The apple cider group hates me. Every apple cider vinegar group, like I'm hated by all these industries and groups in the alternative industry. And it's part of why, like, I get the bad raps out there. But the point is, I'm glad you still like me.
Thank you for listening to the Heal Podcast. Be sure to tune in for more empowering wisdom and inspiring healing stories.